All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Rebel Religion in the News. Special guest today, Sky Adams. She is the founder and I guess executive director of Bridging the Gap. Everyone needs clean water. The annual fundraiser to help third world countries get clean water is something that she started 18 years ago, and she's on our podcast today. Sky Adams, welcome.
Hi.
Glad you're here. And of course, Alfredo Romero of Rock of Life Fellowship. Give us the elevator pitch. What happens on why what happens with Walk for Water? It's going to take place this Saturday, April 18th, 8:30 in the morning at 1 Mile Park in Bidwell Park in Chico. What is it that you provide these third world countries?
Well, coming to the Walk for Water, most of you aren't going to go to a third world country, but we sort of set it up so you get a feel for how they live, how they walk for water, and how we teach them healthy habits to make them healthy. And then when their community becomes healthy, guess what? They get a borehole. And they have clean water, and their lives are changed.
What country are we talking about this year? Is there one in particular that you're focusing on?
What we've decided to do is we're going to narrow our outreach to two countries, mainly Uganda and Zambia. We used to go all over, but we realized that when we happen to slip into heaven, somebody else is going to take it over, and that'll make it a lot easier for them.
Okay. And so what is it that is provided? You raise money, and what is the money specifically used for? Boreholes? I'm guessing sort of some sort of infrastructure to get clean water brought into their villages. Is that essentially what it is?
Our main thing is to develop a healthy village before they get their clean water. This is not a giveaway program. So they're used to open defecation. Well, that's not very healthy. So they learn how to dig their own latrine, enclose it. Then they come out and they learn how to wash their hands with a rustic way of doing it. And they have a drying rack where they wash their dishes and put it up. So they learn all these things. And when a community is 98% healthy, then we put the borehole in. And the people, what's so exciting is we train them how to maintain that borehole. So our program is so sustainable.
Now the way that families in these countries get their water is it's generally a woman. That's still the case. The man doesn't do the hard work, which makes no sense to me, but apparently that's their culture. So the woman goes to like a lake or a stream and has to walk a mile, 2 miles,
Oh, yeah.
and they bring the water back, and the water itself is contaminated.
Yes.
Okay.
Wow.
It's horrible.
You basically teach them how to live a more sanitary life.
Right.
And that cuts down on diseases. It helps them make healthy, makes the children healthier.
Yes.
It just takes some hard work
Yeah.
to get to that point. But it's like they've been living like that for forever, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like you brush your teeth because your mom taught you. Well, they go to the bathroom wherever they want because that's the way they did it. But we're showing them that there's a healthier way. And one of the most exciting things is to go back to a village that I haven't been in for 3 or 4 years, and it's better than when I left it.
Hey, that's
Yeah.
amen.
And I've seen some pictures, and we'll try to put some on the screen for our podcast. They're literally villages with huts, kind of like you would see on Gilligan's Island. You know what? I mean, I looked at the huts, and they're like straw huts, and I'm thinking, boy, the skipper and Marianne are probably in there. And that's really how people live their lives. And when you see these pictures, and I mean, you go there in person, it makes you realize how fortunate and blessed God has been to us.
Yes.
And but what do we do here in the United States? We complain and moan, it's not good enough, and then you see what you're doing there and you go, wow, we have so much to be thankful for. We really should be helping these
Yeah,
folks
we're
out.
like we only have one car.
Yeah.
I'm having problems cleaning out the pool in the back. You know, we
Yeah.
just complain about these little
The internet
things.
went down.
You know,
Oh!
it's been down for 5 minutes, and you complain. The question I have for you though, obviously, are you able to minister to these people? Do you have any? Have you gone to places they say, well, you can do this, but you can't minister to these people?
I like this story. Most of them have like a Bible study, in their hut, like we come over to each other's homes and have little Bible studies. And there was a new one starting up, and there's a Muslim in the group. And he says, I want to have it at my house because I want to learn about Jesus.
Oh,
So the, it's different over there. I know that there's a lot of conflict in some places, but out in the bush, I don't know. I've never sensed that.
that's great.
I-
I just know of a company that we support, our church supports, and I can't say the name, but they're a medical organization that goes to these countries where ministering the gospel is not allowed. But they go in there to help them medically. And there's nurses and doctors and different types of specialties, and but they minister. But they go to these countries where they're not allowed to. So I just wondering if you ever had any country or any city, town, whatever province that says, no, you can't minister. You can build a well, but you can't minister.
We haven't had that problem.
Good.
But now I've been to Mali, and that is, there's hardly a Christian in the country.
Yeah.
And we had to be very careful there. And let's see we couldn't proselyte.
Right.
But
I mean,
but there's we can show the love of God without saying a word.
True.
have you ever felt in fear of your life because you're in an area where Christians are not only not welcome, but they're hated?
I would just say the one country.
Yeah.
It's not. I've never really had my life threatened. I feel very safe there, and
Yeah.
I'm working with Ugandans that I know. Oh, you guys, this is the best walk for water because Daniel, who we met 14 years ago, who is Ugandan, is going to be there. He's just amazing.
Right. So we want to remind people, Walk for Water, the 18th annual citywide Walk for Water is this Saturday. It starts at 8:30 in the morning at 1 Mile Picnic Area in Bidwell Park. And you can find, if you want to sign up ahead of time, as opposed to doing it on the day of the event, then you need to go to BTG, the number 4, water.org. I think that's too complicated. Sorry, I hate to tell you that. That's hard to remember. What you might want to do is just go to Google, hit Walk for Water and Chico, and the first thing that pops up is that website, and you could just you could find it there. Or again, you could show up at 1 Mile at 8:30. It starts at 8:30. And what I'm most interested in, Sky, is it's a very interactive walk. You just don't walk. Explain what you do, what you see when you go.
Well, the very first thing you're going to see is a tippy tap, and you're going to wash your hands with a tippy tap. And you're going to thinking, man, I should have this in my own backyard and save water. And you're going to see the drying rack, and you'll see children washing their dishes and putting it up on the drying rack. And, and you can learn how to carry your bucket
Yeah.
and all kinds of
And
fun
that's
things.
what the women do. They
Yeah,
carry their
they
buckets
bucket-
on their head
yeah.
and they walk 2-3 miles just to have a bucket of water.
Right.
And that's what you bring.
Uh-huh.
That's what you bring. I want to hear more about the inspiration behind this. What you started this 18 years ago with your husband Grant. Mm-hmm. Where were you? How did that happen?
Well, really, Bridging the Gap is 20 years old, and the Walk for Water started 2 years later. We, Grant got early retirement, and we decided we wanted our life to be meaningful. And so we hiked to the base camp of Mount Everest. And
Wow.
it was pretty exciting.
Wow.
And along the way, you cross over 7 bridges. And it was just like God spoke to my heart and said, why don't we bridge the gap between some countries that have so little in a country that we have so much? And that's how it started.
Wow.
Wow. That's like a real revelation. That's awesome. So how cold was it?
We just happened to, it's freezing cold. You stay in these little huts, not huts, but little rooms And there can be ice inside the window pane. It's that cold.
So so you're at the base of Mount Everest. You decided not to climb it.
Oh, well, I mean, we didn't have the ability.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, I mean, no, I mean, that we never even thought of doing it.
Yeah.
You know, it cost us, I forget, it wasn't that expensive.
I would have got to the base and looked up and said, never mind, I'm good. The base is fine.
Do you feel as though you're doing God's work here?
Oh, yes, he nudges me what direction to go. Like I said, we're just doing water, you know, that's all. But last year we put in a small medical clinic, and God nudged me to do that, and I go, okay.
Yeah.
It's pretty exciting.
Okay. It is Saturday, April 18th, this Saturday, 8:30 a.m. at 1 Mile Picnic Area, Bidwell Park. You have so many sponsors that take part in this. Last year, you told me you had how many people registered for the event last year?
I think we had about 500. I'm not really sure. Yeah.
And how much money did you raise?
Oh my gosh, I hate questions like this. I know we gave away $24,000.
Okay. And
Yeah.
and what does $24,000 buy?
That would probably put in maybe 4 boreholes, and with also the because we pay Ugandans to train their people.
Okay.
Ugandans are going to learn from Ugandans better than a white person.
Yeah, it's about 6,000 a borehole.
Yeah.
That's not too bad, really, considering what you do.
Yeah.
But that doesn't cover your expenses to get down there or anything, does it?
Well, Grant and I decided a long time ago that we were going to pay our own expenses or like that because we didn't. I don't know. We were able to do that, and we wanted to do that.
So that's a sacrificial offering. Very good, very good. Very good.
Yeah. Nope, that music means we got a break coming up. We are going to step aside, and we'll continue our discussion with Sky Adams from Bridging the Gap about the event coming up this Saturday when we come back.
This is
All right, welcome back to the big show. We are with Sky Adams. She is the founder and director. Is that what we're going with?
sure.
All right. Well, you are the founder of Bridging the Gap, and they have their annual Walk for Water, 18th annual citywide event. The money that is raised goes to provide clean water systems to countries in Africa, right? I mean, we're talking Uganda and
Zambia.
Zambia. When's the last time you were there?
Last September, now that Grant is slipped into heaven, I usually take a team with me, and so 4 or 5 people will go with me, and we'll spend 2 weeks over there.
You know what I enjoy most about this particular fundraising effort is that your overhead is almost zero. I mean, I'm not joking. I think
Yeah.
you have an assistant that you pay minimum wage or whatever, very little, just to be a part-time assistant to help take care of some of the clerical work. But explain how much money just goes to overhead costs, because I think people like to get involved with charitable organizations when they know their money is going directly to those who really need it.
I would say 100% of the money that is given goes to the work. And Grant and I decided we wanted to pay the expenses of it. And God had been good to us, and I don't know, it was a joy to do it. And it is still. One thing I do want to say is we feel like our work is very meaningful, and it's doing a good thing, and we want it to continue after we're both in heaven. And so now I have a board, and
Okay.
dynamic. I love the people, and they help so much.
Okay. And if it's okay if I ask, is it an unpaid board?
It's an unpaid board.
Oh, well, that's good. I mean, I do think that's important, because I think people really rally around events when they know that, 100% of their money goes to help Africans get clean water for life. Now, what is the cost for early registration for adults is $15. Is that correct? And then children 12 and under is $5. And but that's if you if you early register, which I think it might be too late for that.
Yeah.
Okay, so now it's going to be adults, $20, children, 12 and under, $10, and that's the standard registration from effective today until Saturday, April 18th, which is just right around the corner. What does it look like so far? You said you had 500 entrants so far. Have you been able to get the word out so that more people are going to take part this year than the previous year, or is that still something that really is you're still face a challenge doing that? And I guess the board helps in that area as well.
We have, the amount of people that have registered right now is low compared to other years. And I have no idea why that is.
I can tell you why. $6 gasoline, that's why. No, I'm not joking. $6 gasoline, and the cost of living is a little bit higher than it needs to be because of probably the war in Iran. I think that's a big part of it. I'm not afraid to say that. I think that might be one reason people are a little, and let me ask you, Pastor Alfredo, over at Rock of Life Fellowship, I would imagine that maybe giving is people a little more cautious about giving when they're worried about the cost of things that are going on right now.
I mean, it's definitely a concern, but I was also going to backtrack a little bit and say, to be upfront with you, I haven't heard of this before.
Right.
So we need to find a way to make sure that every, real church, qualifying church, or anybody that would be able to advertise this and promote this, to get people signed up.
You go to the churches, that's really the place to go. Yeah.
Okay, 4 weeks ago, I was on my bike. I was coming down from Cohasset, and I fractured my kneecap.
Oh.
And so that's why I have this on.
I didn't notice.
Yeah.
God bless you.
And so that definitely slowed me down. I think the weather, they were going, is it going to be pouring down rain again? Because we've done them in the pouring down rain. I feel, you know what? How do I say this? I don't worry about it. Because if it's smaller this year, but I usually speak at a lot of schools and a lot of churches, and I haven't been able to do that.
Oh.
So it shows me that I need to really train my volunteers to be able to go out and do that.
Is there some concern with some people who will say, because there are people like this, and I would venture to say I may have been one of them until I got to know you and I got to know this organization, who would have said, let's just keep our donations here in the community, in our community. Why are we reaching out, 4 or 5, I don't know how many miles it is to Uganda, but why are we reaching out that far?
I'll find out. Hang on a
And,
second.
yeah, so is that still a challenge, or do you think that is still a bit of a challenge for people to say, gosh, I'd rather keep my money right here in the United States and help people that are in my neighborhoods?
I don't, it's definitely an issue, but it does, those people, they want to do that, that's great. I have a calling to do this. I help in my own community too, without a doubt, but that's just all part of life. But
Yeah.
I've had people come up to me and use some pretty colorful language and say, why are you going to Mali? Or, yeah.
9,239 miles.
9,200
From
miles?
Chico to Uganda. There you go.
And
You
it's
try-
a 24-hour flight
And you do that about once a year?
once a year.
God bless you.
Wow.
It is a great ministry.
That is a good ministry.
And I just want to comment real quick. You said your husband had slipped into heaven. And, what a joy to have him be known up in heaven, because you get rewards for when you do work not for yourself, but when you do work for the Lord, and it's completely for the Lord. So God bless you and him. That's amazing.
God allowed that to happen. The one thing I'm thankful for, I feel like as much as I give to Uganda, the blessings come back to me because I have purpose in my life. And
Yeah.
a lot of times when women lose their husbands, they think life's over. Life's not over. God has me here for a purpose.
I noticed you
Amen.
still have your wedding ring. Is that your wedding ring?
No, this is Grant's ring downsized.
Oh, okay.
Aw, God bless. That's amazing. I've never heard that before. That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
That's
were,
what,
we were quite a team. Or we
Well,
are a
you
team.
still are a team.
team,
It
yeah.
seems like it. I just want to we have about 4 minutes left in the show, so time enough just to mention a couple of more times. The 18th annual citywide Walk for Water. You could go to their website, btg, the number 4, water.org, but do it the way I would, which is just go to Google, hit Walk for Water, Chico, and it'll take you right where you need to go. Easier to remember. It's Walk for Water. And again, it's going to take place at 8:30 in the morning, and it's really a wonderful event. We have just time enough, I think, when we're speaking with Sky Adams, I guess the director of Bridging the Gap and also the founder of it. Give me a story that sticks in your mind of a particular person who benefited from the water where you were like, I'm never going to forget that person. Anything that comes to mind? You have about 2 minutes.
Okay, I'm gonna say something different. The Walk for Water, if you're a family and you have children, there is nothing better than to bring them to the Walk for Water. They think they have problems, but
Ooh, good
when
point.
they go through the Walk for Water, we have children that walked it when they're 10 and have done it every year since, and one of them will probably be going to Uganda with me in a couple of years. The kids, they need to learn that they live in Disneyland, and the rest of the world doesn't live in Disneyland. And it's such a great activity for children. Okay, Chico Country Day got behind it, and they raised $12,500 last year.
I remember that.
Yeah, I mean, that's how kids can grab a hold of something, and it changes their lives, you know? So that's what yeah.
No, I'm glad you said that. And I wonder if these kids then, the kids are what, I don't want to say sell the mission, but it is what makes you really appreciate the mission when you see children suffering. And what's happening in those countries, it's fair to describe that as suffering, is it not?
Yeah.
I mean, I couldn't imagine having to walk a mile. I couldn't imagine having to walk around the block to go get some water.
Yeah.
I mean, really, and this is just
we
part
just
of
turn
the
a
normal-
knob. We just turn that knob.
We
Boom.
turn the tap.
Yeah, we turn the water,
Yeah.
and even that's not good enough. We got to get special water, you know, and then it has to be and have it come directly from the refrigerator now because it's going to be
Yeah.
better water. And you think about people who, I mean, toxic. I mean, people who defecate in water, and people are drinking that and bathing with that.
Yeah.
That actually happens.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yikes. Well, God bless you for what you're doing. It's a great mission that the Lord is doing through you. So that's amazing. And I just like you said, it makes me realize that when you said we live in Disneyland, yeah, we don't realize. It's like for people who complain about the country. Fine, go live in Uganda for like a couple of weeks, and you come back and appreciate
Yep.
the blessing that we have here in America.
and Sky Adams has done exactly that. And unfortunately, time is winding down. It is the 18th annual citywide Walk for Water. It takes place this Saturday, 8:30 in 1 Mile Park. And I encourage you to go to their website. It is www.btg, the number 4, water.org. You could also Google them. Just hit Walk for Water in Chico, and it'll take you right there. Wonderful cause. Sky Adams, thank you so much. Keep up doing God's work.
Amen.
Thanks so much, everybody. Take good care. We'll see you next time. Take good care. So long,
Oh my
everybody.
gosh, that was